Abortion, but you could have said 2 letters that save a life. Adorption.
You were so close, but so far away. You put this to review and decided to print this.
Tell me, do you want me, baby? And tell me, do I drive you crazy? And tell me, do I make you go, oh, yeah. Oh, what is this? I think I found love within, deep inside your heart and soul, oh. That's right, Jose. Welcome, Jose. That song was all for you, Jose. I do hope you have an amazing day, Jose, because that was all for you, Jose. And good evening, the rest of you laddies, lasses, and lasses, or whatever. And welcome to The Click. I do hope you're also having a dandy fine delicious day, and you smell amazing. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Today on Clicky Thicky Wiki on Click-a-Clock, we are going to look at r/ConfidentlyIncorrect, which is a lot of incorrect people that are way too confident about their opinions. And we're going to laugh about it together, because we're obviously so superior. Or something.
Toxicity. Oh!
So I do hope you enjoy this video. And if you did, consider subscribing. Mentioned a cervix to my 26-year-old boyfriend and he looked confused. Asked him, did he not know what that was? And he looked at me in the eye so confidently and said, yeah, Jesus was nailed to one. That gives me the weirdest image in my head. Thank you, sir, for producing my nightmares for the next 6 months. I very much appreciate it. Breaking! France just banned unvaccinated American travelers. This is a First Amendment violation!
Ah, yes. Why isn't this country over here that isn't the US abiding by the US Constitution? It's like the world is bigger. Why is this an argument? Is this Twitter? Of course it's Twitter.
Sexual orientation. Heterosexual. Gay/lesbian. Bisexual. Straight. The first straight isn't an option anymore? Oh, you sweet summer child. Africa Archives. Did you know African warriors could see, hear, and smell over 3.5 miles away? But after they were made captives, Europeans' diet dulled their senses. This poem doesn't rhyme. A dude about to make a haikus. Oh, you haven't heard? Frick you! The first line is 6 syllables. This poem doesn't rhyme. That's 5 syllables. A poem is 2 syllables. Poem. Poem is 1 syllable. Who the frick uses 2 syllables to say poem? What the frick are you on about? Literally just say it out loud. Poem. The 1 syllable would be poem. Poem is you Neanderthal. It's just poem. Poem. How you say you Neanderthal? It says poem. I don't even want to get in between this. This is way too entertaining. Oh my god. Buying a $40 bottle of liquor in the club for $300 doesn't seem like baller shite to me. Just a physically irresponsible lamau.
Did you mean to spell physically wrong or?
This is why I don't argue with you all.
You know this word you said? It's similar to another word that means something completely different. Is that what you meant? You poor little head pat on your little brain.
Islam is a lie. I am an ex-Muslim. Jesus is the only way. What sect were you a part of? Nihari or Paulo? I think my family's Paulo. Bro, those are food dishes. You could have avoided this like checkmate so easily with a little Google. You're like, oh my god, which one could it be I should lie about? Oh, look, they're food dishes. I'm not falling for this trap, but no, food! It's like the least ambitious lie ever.
This is the reaction to a flu shot 2 years ago. I'm in nursing school and don't have a choice.
This does not bode well. Alright.
Any idea why/how this would happen? My doc tried to say it's because I'm allergic to the Band-Aid, but I've never been allergic to before or after, so it's obviously a lie. Finally excited to share the pictures with people that actually agree that it's most likely from the vaccine.
This rash in the perfect shape of the Band-Aid is likely from the vaccine, not the Band-Aid. I mean, there are instances. For example, my arm was a little bit swollen and sore after I got the vaccine recently. It's quite normal. Having a small, reaction to it like that is perfectly normal. It's just your body reacting to an invasive force, so it can get used to when the real thing hits you. It's not a 100% immunity thing, but it makes your body prepared. It's like getting spice on your enemy's army, if you want to think about it that way. Very strategic and cool, am I right? This guy's been waiting for this moment his entire life. 26.86. Pi! 30!
He really isn't telling us to show he cannot do basic math. 26 is 29.
Pi is 3.14. You are the one who cannot do basic math.
Oh, they are poisoning those who are against the kill shot. I am certain of it. Seems to be every Republican who is anti-vax are dying of COVID. What the frick is that about?
Oh yeah, they're like mysteriously targeting assassinations against people who don't get vaccinated. Or, could it be that they're simply not, immune to the disease that is literally going around in the world? You know that anti-vax has gone far when they blame the anti-vaxxers getting sick on like some secret special assassination force, and not just the freaking virus that's going around in the first place. Question: if your defense of a horse paste that has to be bought at livestock shops is that it's FDA approved for humans, why won't you get an FDA approved vaccine that is both for humans and actually proven to be effective against COVID, unlike ivermectin? So they literally started taking like horse medication instead of just getting the vaccine because, like, I don't know, magic horse medication. The government is obviously hiding the real cure in horse paste. And
Wrong! The Corona vaccine was approved Monday. The Pfizer-BioNTech was not approved. You were lied to, but the media and your government, and you ate it right up sheep.
Maybe it would be great if the people calling other sheep would not take livestock medication. Thank you. This is not the marketing name of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, you dunce.
No, it isn't. Big difference that it's being produced or distributed. You will only receive Pfizer vaccines because it's not FDA approved.
First paragraph, you schmucka-loodle-doodle. If you think that 75 times 0 is 75, I think it's time to go back to school.
If you have 75 in your hand and multiply by 0 and get 0, where did the 75 disappear to? Oh, checkmate emoji.
If you have $75 0 times, it means you don't have $75. What is 75 times 1?
You have a calculator in the same phone you're tweeting with. You can double check this before you go bananas on Twitter. Oh god.
A statue of Christopher Columbus that was removed last year from its position along Mexico City's main thoroughfare won't be returned to its former spot, city officials said.
Just continue erasing American history from the Dems agenda. Got it. Well, that's the same goes history repeat itself. Pretty sure we are ahead of that, thanks to you and the other dumb Dems.
Yes, the Democratic Party in the US' ultimate strategy of removing statues in Mexico's capital. My dad refuses to believe his daughter is autistic on the basis he's not, therefore determinedly showing us his shell collection in the middle of a family meal.
You're very pretty.
They are, pronouns are they, them. But they didn't use a pronoun, what?
Help! Anyone know of a lawyer to back up my doctor's note for no masks? The school is requiring me to share medically why, which breaks HIPAA law. They legally cannot ask me that. My doctor said the same thing. They said I have to come get my boys now. This mama will fight for what is right.
Correction. HIPAA makes sure insurance companies don't share your data, intentionally or unintentionally, with third parties without your permission. HIPAA provides no protections as action for organizations asking you directly or refusing you for failing to provide. Yet that makes total sense. It's not about you directly, it's about the company you might give information to. It doesn't mean that you can go, for example, for a shop, they deny you entry for whatever reason, you say, oh, you're violating my medical protection law. It's like, no, it has nothing to do with it. They could deny you just because they don't like you as well. It's perfectly viable, at least as if it's private business. And please don't use your calculator, use your brain. 50 plus 10 times 0 plus 7 plus 2. This is always so controversial. Last time I did a math problem in a YouTube video, the comment section blew up. It was so funny. So basically, here you do multiplication first. So 10 will become 0, and then you have 50 plus 7 plus 2 left, which is 59.
If you don't say 0, learn math.
Okay, well, checkmate me, I guess. My brain is all wrinkled up, and not because it's intelligent, it's because it's dehydrated from knowledge. Friend, I would like to bring your attention to the phrase, the dose makes the poison. Ivermectin, 150 micrograms per kilogram body weight, one dose, usually once per year. I would venture it's pretty dang easy to overdose to the point of liver failure.
No way! These things come in 3 milligram individually wrapped doses, and the phrase you're looking for is milligram, not microgram.
Nope. Microgram is 0.001 milligram. It's just a thing of measurement. Both words exist. This is so weird. This is kind of like going back to, I think...
Did you mean physically?
No, I didn't. I wrote what I meant. Thank you very much, Karen. Now, go take your horse dewormer or whatever.
Wow. Our forefathers, like those who drew up the Constitution, had no issue with these statues. Why is that the current generation so angry and hateful?
Yeah, the people in 1776 had no problem with a statue erected in 1890.
People were just so much more understanding and less hateful back then. Or maybe it just didn't exist. But you know what? Whatever makes your boat sink.
Nope, because it's not a German brand. BMW is a German-owned company. Nope, it's European. Got him. There is no evidence of Atlantic slave trade other than sensational fables. Ships of that capacity weren't in existence at the time of frame. Where's the ships? We can find dinosaurs, but not a single ship from 250 years ago. This country has lied to us. No! Slavery didn't exist because dinosaurs? Alright. This picture is worth 1,000 words thanks to these American heroes. These troops are British. They have the SA-80 rifles. So anyway, on my online exam, true or false, if the core body temperature of a human rises above 42 degrees Celsius, they will feel overly hot. Yeah, you will be practically like almost dead. That is a ridiculously high fever. True was apparently false. Well, I guess it depends. Like, what do you mean? If you're sitting in a sauna and you let your body temperature rise, you'll definitely feel hot and sweaty. If you have a heat stroke, you will definitely feel hot. If you're having a fever when your temperature rises, at least when you're getting hotter, you will experience a cold sensation because you're getting much warmer than the air and stuff around you, so your body will try to conserve the heat, therefore you start freezing. So this question is just, like, bad in general. She is a teacher. Oh, this is gonna be beautiful.
This is the live debate. All the 5th graders along with myself said 10.
Okay, so it's 10 minus 10 times 10 plus 10. Okay, so kids, multiplication goes first, so we have 100 in the middle, then 10 minus 100, which is minus 90 plus 10 minus 80. This one is awkward as hell. Answer is minus 80, lol. Nothing to debate though, just basic mathematical order operations.
There's no parentheses, so how do you figure?
Oh my god.
When I look at these answers, I'm a little worried about the teaching schools around the world. Agreed! Teachers unite!
The metric system is for scientists because it's rather complex. I don't want to be that guy, but the metric system is actually simpler than the imperial system. It's so easy. It's like 1 centimeter, and then there's 100 centimeters per meter, then there is 1,000 meters per kilometer, because kilo means 1,000, and that's just how it goes. Just 1, and then you just add zeros. It works with everything. It's the same thing with volumes as well. 10 deciliter is 1 liter, and so on and so forth. It's just 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. It's so freaking easy. No, it's not complex. God.
Oh my god, I'm absolutely stunned. At Crayola, this is disgusting and unacceptable, cancelled.
And here is a black crayon that they claim has the N-word in it. Crayola responds, we are grateful for the opportunity to respond. Crayola offers multiple languages on some products to help children learn. Here it's how it's pronounced. It's the appropriate word a Spanish-speaking child would use for the color black. We hope this helps.
You're really picking the right battles there.
So here you have a bunch of buff dudes. There's 15, and then 9, then 18, then this. Alright, so what should this be? It should be 5, 3, and 6. But you have 2 of the 6s. That's 12 plus 5, which is 17, and then plus 3, which is 20, I guess.
It is simple. Divide 15 by 3, 5. Divide 9 by 3, 3. Divide 18 by 3, that's 6, it's 14.
But there's 2, I mean, it's a silly quiz in the beginning, but there's 2 of the 6s, though. So, no. It's important to read the question, kids. I mean, you had the calculations completely correct up until the last point, and then you just decided to call everyone an idiot. I always eat the sticker that you get on fruits. It's edible. I never take off the stickers on Apple because I just do not care. I don't understand why anyone would. It's tasteless and edible. Throwing it out is just wasteful. Sometimes I even take them off bananas and the like just to eat them. Where do you get that they're edible? By all accounts, they're no more edible than any other sticker. Oh no!
The realization! My life is a lie!
Don't confuse schooling with education. I didn't go to Harvard, but the people that work for me, they work for me did. Okay. Don't confuse schooling with education. Didn't go to Harvard, the people that work for me. I couldn't even write it correctly. I never said this! So, you misspelled it, you misquoted, and you were publicly corrected. Ouch.
And pork is the worst thing you can eat. Worse, okay? The cow and pig are not even natural animals. Tell me where in nature you can find a cow. If I just wanted to see a gorilla, I'd go to the jungle.
Are you gonna tell us that we should rather eat gorillas now? I hope that's the twist.
If I wanted to see a polar bear, I go to the Arctic. Where in nature is a cow? A farm is man-made and cows and pigs are a hybridized animal. A pig is a cross between a muskrat, bobcat, and hyena. So you're eating a muskrat, just let that sink in.
How did you even get those species to like boink in the first place? That's the definition of like a species, if they can have fertile offspring, which I'm pretty freaking sure a muskrat and a hyena can't. So there is also that, but also domesticated pig typically just comes from wild animals that were then domesticated and bred over generations. So pig typically come from, you know, wild boars or similar species of that, the same as dogs come from wolves. The budget breakdown of a 25-year-old who makes $100,000 a year and is excellent with money. Dining out, $250 a month. Utilities, cell phone, internet, $20. Pretty cheap. Rent, $800. Donations. I mean, okay, so you basically say, very specific example where how to save, like, I don't know, lots of money every year. From 2018, about one specific person living in a house with 4 roommates, which explains all the weird low numbers, like $20 for internet because it's split 5 ways. Oh yeah, that makes way more sense. I mean, honestly, maybe during the last year or so, because you haven't been able to do, like, anything fun. So my lifestyle costs have, like, been cut in half over the past year because can't travel, can't really go out to places, there are no, like, concerts or events or anything going on. So it has been a very cheap lifestyle. Very boring, but very cheap. Maybe that would be a more appropriate thing. How to save money in quarantine. Just don't do anything and eat noodles. My sweet Republican mom got her booster COVID shot today. If you're eligible, please do it. It's not about politics, it's about life.
You're disgusting. Us only validated reasons we're not gonna take the vaccine even more than ever. A man who knowingly suggests his own mother take the kill jab is disgusting. Ask her to try donate blood now, they won't let her. Why is that?
Hey, they will totally take her blood if they would before she had the shot, that is. And nobody's turning away vaccinated donors.
Wanna bet? Call them and see if you pat yourself on the back for not taking blood from the vaccinated. People have been turning away from their shirts too. Stop being gullible and being fed full of lies and censorship of the truth.
My 7 completed and 6 scheduled donations, all post-vax, would beg to differ. Not to mention this. American Red Cross. All of this rumor has been circulating. It isn't true. Rest assured you can donate blood, pellets, and plasma after receiving a COVID-19 vaccine as long as you're feeling healthy and well. I don't even get if this is a troll or not. It might just be a troll and a throwaway account. If it's not, I am ashamed to share the same genetic material as this person in the same species.
Bullshit! The solar system is a hoax! Anyone with eyes can see the sun is smaller than the Earth within our atmosphere!
Are your parents closely related? If you stand here and look down on the earth and then up on the sun, you can see that that is so much smaller than this. Obvious.
Have you tried doing this? Look at this. Let me see if I have an example. Here I have 2 Uno cards, right? I hold one for you here and one here. Oh my god, this Uno card is bigger than the other one. Oh my god, it means this one is attached to the sky. And also the earth is flat. Family Research Council. The Bible is ardently and unequivocally pro-life. Except for all the times God kills people and also does that flood thing that kills almost everyone on the planet. Kill Bill is more pro-life than the Bible. I love it when the Bible killed everything on the earth so some dude could have, like, a zoo boat full of incest. Yum.
I think it's wild a job can force you to get vaccinated and now all this slippery slope for real.
You do know that you're required to be vaccinated to go to school, right?
I was required to get immunizations. I wasn't required to get a simple vaccination.
What do you mean by that?
Governments are saying they vaxxed this many people since January, but there are only this many seconds in a year. Does anyone else see the problem?
What is that profile picture as well? Yikes. But also, I mean, your argument would make sense if there was only one person issuing the vaccinations. I don't think there's one single nurse doing all the vaccinations. How is this an argument?
Notice to a business not accepting cash, legal tender. Take a look at the photos attached. This is a Federal Reserve note $20 bill. This paper rounded this note is a legal tender for all debts, public and private. Business owners, if you refuse to take cash, the debt is paid in full. If you're a business owner and you refuse to take cash, you are breaking the law. Here's an example. If you stop by your store, I purchased $44 worth of fuel. I try to pay you with a $100 bill and you refuse to payment of cash, the debt is paid in full. There is nothing you can do to prosecute me because you have refused payment of legal tender unless the business suspects a counterfeit bills.
Ah, yes, indeed. You go to a regular store and their cash is like, stuck or something. It's like, oh, I can take everything from the store because you can't accept payment. Suck it. D-mate, what a nice guy. I hope he doesn't get sniped out of the blue. Blue. Imagine trying to correct someone and be wrong.
I'm wrong?
Iron lungs in a polio ward, 1950. Society has short memory. #vaccinate.
This was called the vaccine.
That was your brain leaking out of your ears. Thank you. Rotten Tomatoes. John Carpenter would have been 70 years old today. We celebrate his birthday by looking back at his 5 favorite films. To Rotten Tomatoes, despite how it appears, I'm actually not dead. What is 8 plus 2 times 2 plus 4? Alright, kids, here we have parentheses. So you put 8 and 2 together, which is 10, and then 2 plus 4, which is 6. So 10 times 6, 60. And the answer is 80. 60 isn't even an option. Estella.
Luther.
Wanna spell that to me again?
Loser!
r/confidentlycorrect. Loser. A loser is a loser who can't spell loser. Moron. Hey man, you are loser. Guy, it's spelled loser, you uneducated bastard.
I'm a business owner and I can refuse to pay menstrual leave. 1, I can't afford it. 2, y'all can't control your cycles. I know y'all can. Do it at home and turn off before coming to work. Be professional no matter how bad the pain is. Respect your male coworkers and be nice to customers.
Yeah, I forgot that women have like a switch in the back of their neck when they're just like, menstrual thing? No, I don't think I want it. Do you think anyone would leave it on? Sky News. Adults who are fully vaccinated are 47% less likely to have long COVID should they contract COVID, as a new study says.
So 53% more likely? That's not impressive.
No, that's not how percentages work. If they're...
You know what? Very good. Go ahead, pat on small brain. Attention to all the females who will be dressing as Harley Quinn for Halloween this year. Please don't. If you do not know where Harley Quinn originally came from and are dressing like her because apparently it's the most popular mainstream media costume for females, then stop! You are a legitimate fan of the comics and not just a sheep that follows them. That all means rock the shit out of that costume. Look at me gatekeeping everything.
So who's gonna tell this guy Harley didn't start from the comics? And also, why it's a fictional character. Like, what's the point of gatekeeping? God. How do I say I speak Afrikaans now in Afrikaans? Educate yourself. Afrikaans isn't a language. It seems like you're asking how to say hello in Europeans, Asian or Americans. These are continents. Africa has more than 50 countries with lots of underrated languages such as Swahili, Zulu. The irony in this comment, educate yourself, Afrikaans is a language spoken in South Africa. Oh, look at this. Gorl. Binge drinking, knowing the difference between you are and your. No, you are average girl can run in 50 minutes. You were so close.
Women in Texas finally have the power and influence over men back. Imagine being so brainwashed that you take it exactly backwards. Lol.
The absolute irony of the last sentence. I've always found it morbidly fascinating how these with the most insane beliefs insist that everyone else is brainwashed instead of having the self-awareness to question their own stance. But it's kind of the Dunning-Kruger effect. If you know less and less about something, you become more and more confident in it because you know so little about the subject that you think you master it. You know, your world is this small, so you think you have mastered everything in the world because you don't even know that the rest around it exists. And as your knowledge kind of grows, you also realize that, oh my god, there's a lot of stuff I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be this overly confident about every little thing or factoid. And there you go. But you have to reach that point, that speed bump, if you will, of confidence when you realize that, also known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. This person is like a walking Dunning-Kruger effect. Ah, you wish. An FPS has never won Game of the Year. No point in starting it now. A GoldenEye W7, Halo, CE, Half-Life 2, Call of Duty 1, Fallout 4, Mass Effect 2, Battlefield 1942, Overwatch. Like, it wasn't even close.
Not only do masks reduce your O2 and increase your CO2 intakes, which makes you wheeze or gas, but they also provide perfect warm, damp breeding grounds for pathogens to breathe in that will progressively make you ill. For those who want more respiratory issues, job done!
Absolutely none of that is true.
And your exact qualification for stating that are?
A degree in the medicine and fellowship of the Royal College of Anesthesists, for which I was examined in respiratory physiology and the mechanics of gas transfer. Oof.
Meh, unvaccinated is the new sexy. Oh yeah.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but not science.
Get a job.
You DM'd me just for that? Lemafau, you're the one who should get a job.
Okay, Whitey.
Oh, so now you're just racist. Even though it shouldn't matter, but I'm Indian, not white. But to delve into your delusions more.
Fact! You cannot be racist against whitey. Fact! Indians are the whitest race. Fact! You are a crack and transphobe, racist, fascist, fatphobic, incel, chud, turf. Oh, snap! And you're about to get banned, kid, and you're unemployed. Fact! Modern university, the word common ancestry from Caucasian nation, blah blah. You're a moron. You just get owned.
Wow. Okay. Very, very sweet. How many copies of Super Mario Odyssey have been sold worldwide so far? Over 3. That was wrong. Over 10 million, over 12 million, over 17 million. And technically, all of these answers are true. It would have worked if you said, like, approximately this, but over 3, yeah, they did sell more than 3.
In a libertarian society, very little taxation is necessary, and all taxation is voluntary, apparently. The government would simply print money necessary to fund public works.
Oh dear God, that's not going to end well.
When you print money to spend on projects that facilitate economic growth, inflation is flat.
Huh?
When you print money to spend on projects that are wasteful, price inflation is problematic. Politicians would rise and fall based on their ability to correct and manage inflation.
No, I mean, no, that's not how... If you print a significant amount of money, inflation is going to skyrocket. I mean, the idea in itself, sort of in a very black and white sense, kind of works, but the problem here is that 100% cash flow doesn't mean 100% economic growth. That would be like saying a company grows by $100 of value every time it spends $100, which simply isn't the case. What makes a country or company or any kind of economic entity grow is when you have money that you have left over that you can spend on growth for expanding businesses, hiring new people, creating new jobs, whatever it might be. So what you're saying is basically that if you print a bunch of money and you spend the money, that money would be 100% basically transferred into growth, which simply isn't the case, and it will just create massive inflation instead, and you're gonna crash the economy, and everyone's money that you have in their savings account, or the value of houses or anything, is gonna just plummet, and then everything is gonna go to So, no, don't do this. Don't take advice from random person on Reddit. Thank you. How to lie with statistics.
I'm looking at this article that said half of Americans agree with vaccine passports to get into restaurants.
Right?
Then you look and it's out of 1,700 people.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
What's the U.S. population? 330 million?
Oh my god,
so
no, this is not the gotcha moment that you think it is.
60-something million.
No, this is not the gotcha moment that you think it is.
1,700 people.
No, please stop. Alright, I'm pausing this. No, that's not how statistics works. When you make a poll, it is incredibly rare that you poll the entirety of a population. The same thing goes where you measure anything. Basically, there is a rule in statistics that when you have a certain sample size, and the sample is assumed to be non-biased, which means that the sample pretty much represents the wider population relatively well. If you pick people at random, for example, from anywhere in the country, this is the same thing you do, for example, with polling before elections, when you want to get an estimate of like the approvals for different candidates. That's how you do it. You reach out to random people, have them answer the question, who would you vote for today? And you have a sample size of maybe a few thousand, and that will give you a pretty good approximate idea of how the distribution lies if the sample is unbiased. That's the key. To illustrate this is in another example. The link will be in the description to the original video. But here is a video simulating a normal distribution. And a normal distribution is just a regular bell curve. So essentially, in the very beginning of this, you will see that some balls just seem to fall randomly. If you were only looking at the bottom thing, you wouldn't be able to tell what the distribution was because you have too few samples. They will just look like they're all over the place. But if you keep this going for quite a while, this will slowly become apparent that this is indeed a normal distribution. You will have more balls landing in the middle. This is not really applicable to the case of the vaccine thing because that won't be distributed, but you can think, for example, when it comes to the case of average heights for people. If you sample, let's say 2,000 people or something like that, and you have an unbiased sample that you just question people randomly and maybe, pick people that are adults, for example, it's a good idea, and then you put that into a bell curve, it will be very accurate. You don't need to sample the entirety of a population because it would always converge on roughly the same value that is already converging towards after those 2,000 samples. And as you can see in this normal distribution, you don't even need that many balls until you start to see what the distribution actually looks like. And that's kind of how it works in a very simplistically explained manner. So, and for the dude that was saying this, I am very sure that you didn't use this as an argument for polls that you agreed with the results on. You just picked and chose and tried to get a gotcha moment when this is how all statistics are conducted, basically. So, thank you so much for watching this video, you beautiful beans. I do hope you have an amazing day. And you smell amazing, and keep smelling amazing, please. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, you beautiful bean. Mwah.